It's time for the Traci Shoblom Show.
Hello, everyone. This is Traci Shoblom, and you are listening to the Traci Shoblom Show. I hope everybody is doing well. This is take 2 of this podcast, because what happened was my brain started lighting up like Christmas lights, but not all in a row. And so I started thinking of all these things and it wasn't making any sense. And then I tried to describe something that I usually draw out when I'm in front of a class, and it was not going well. So it's like the beauty of recording these things is I could just do over. Now, if I'm standing in front of an audience live, it gets a little bit more complicated. So, or on the radio, when I was on the radio. Yeah. So anyway, welcome to the Traci Shoblom Show. Today, we are going to talk about a very powerful and profound question that I have to ask you. Are you ready? Here's the question. What if being healthy was fun? What if it was easy? What if it made you feel good? What if it made you smile? What if doing all the things that it took to be healthy were also things that you loved? What would that do to your life? What if you woke up in the morning and you thought, good, I get to do this. I get to eat these foods and I get to move my body in ways that please me. Like, what if it added joy to your life instead of, great, I have to eat kale and I've got to go for a run. And then when I'm done with that, and it's like, I've got to watch everyone eat all the food I love. And it's terrible. In the first version of this podcast, I was likening it to if you're driving down the street and you see people running and they're frowning, right? They're grimacing and they're scowling and they're sweating. Like, I don't run. And so for me, it looks horrible. It looks painful. It looks unpleasant. It doesn't look like anything that I would ever choose to do. Now, those of you listening who are runners are like, wait, Traci, that's not what it's like. And I'm sure that you don't scowl and frown when you run or make it look like you're being punished somehow. But to me, that's what it feels like. So if I had to run in order to be healthy, I would not do it. I would not choose that. I would choose something else, like sitting on the couch. Conversely, other people do yoga and they bend and they stretch and like I was doing this yoga class the other day on Peloton, and this guy twisted himself up like a pretzel, and it looked very painful, but it wasn't painful for him, but it looked painful. And I was like, well, okay, I don't know that I want to be twisting myself up like that. And if I thought that doing yoga meant I had to do that, then I probably wouldn't do it. You see, that's the thing. It's like, if you associate the activities that you need to do to get healthy with things that you don't like, then you're not going to do it. We're just not. That's just the way we are as human beings. We're not going to do, especially if you're grown up. You're like, I'm not doing it. I had people forcing me to do stuff my whole life I didn't want to do, so I'm not going to do it. And then we procrastinate it and we don't do it, or we justify it or we rationalize it. We're like, yeah, well, I'm too busy. I'm too tired, da-da-da-da-da. Or then we internalize it and we beat ourselves up. We're like, oh, I'm such a loser. I suck so much. I know I should, but I'm not going to, or I've got all these excuses. But what if you reframed it? What if you reframed it and it was like you woke up in the morning and you were happy about the day? So the way to do that is to find things that you love. Do you love to dance? Do you love to skate? Do you love to skateboard? Maybe you love jumping jacks and push-ups. Maybe you want to do sprints in the backyard with your dog. Maybe you want to, do cheerleading. Maybe you were a cheerleader in high school and you're like, you know what? I want to do that again. And so you practice the kicking and the flipping and the jumping and the whole thing. Okay. I'm not saying do it in an unsafe way, but you can get used to it again in a slow, controlled manner so that you're back to where you were pretty much, give or take. Same thing with food. If you hate kale and you think that kale is the key to getting healthy, you're not going to do it. If you ate tofu and you think that you have to eat tofu to be a vegetarian, you're not going to be a vegetarian. That's just like the truth. So, or conversely, if you think you love something too much to give it up, I love cheese. Not me personally, but other people. I love cheese and I could never be a vegan because I can't give up cheese. That's one thing I heard a lot. And honestly, I was one of those people. I was like, well, I would love to be a vegan, but I can't give up cheese. And then the night before I really fully committed to the vegan thing, I was up all night long because I realized that fully committing to be a vegan for the rest of my life meant I was never going to have pizza again. And I thought, how am I going to live without pizza? I'm not ever going to have cake in a restaurant. I'm going to do, but there was other compelling reasons why I chose it. And those were stronger than my love of cheese. And now 5 years, 6 years later, I accidentally ate some cheese and I didn't even like it. It tasted like spoiled milk to me. So something that seemed so unthinkable to give up 6 years later isn't even a blip on my radar. Okay. So what I'm going to encourage you to do here. Oh, I figured out how to work it into the second topic. What I'm going to encourage you to do here is I want you to clear out your old frames, your old assumptions, the old files in your computer database. Aha. See, 2 days ago or yesterday, I cleared out 15 years worth of files on my computer, offloaded them to an SSD. And so literally there were thousands I'm a writer. And so there are thousands and thousands of things that I put on this little disk. And then I unplugged it, refreshed the computer to factory settings. And now it's like a new computer. That's what you need to do with your mind. Okay. Find a way to sit down and write down all of your assumptions, all of the things that you think of when it comes to being healthy. Well, I'm going to have to exercise an hour a day and I need to eat kale and I'm going to have to become a runner and I have to give up all my favorite foods and just write them all out. Okay. Just dump them all on a piece of paper and then put the piece of paper away and pretend you don't know anything at all about what it means to be healthy. Pretend you don't have a clue. And then start again. Be like, well, what do I like? What healthy things do I like? What healthy ways to move do I like? And start fresh. So literally wipe out your hard drive of knowledge and then start fresh. If you've got questions about something, feel free to message me, email me. I am a health coach. This is what I do for a living. So I can answer questions and I'm not pushing any agenda on anybody. Just because I'm a whole food plant-based vegan doesn't mean you have to be. So there are numerous ways to get to this thing that we call health. And the key to lifelong success in creating a body that feels good and that brings you joy and that lets you live your life without being a factor. Because that's really what we all want, right? You don't want to be sick. You want to be able to move. You want to be strong enough to live your life, to have the energy that you need to do your things. Health should be the foundation for everything else that you do. And if you don't have health, the rest of your life is spent accommodating it. Well, I would do that, but my back hurts. Or I would do that, but I've got a digestive problem. Or I'm sick. Or I don't have energy. Or I have too much going on. All of that. So I encourage you, after listening to this podcast, do this exercise. It's really, really valuable, which is wipe away everything that you thought you knew about health and about what it takes to be healthy, and then add it back in and bring only in the things that bring you joy. If you don't like broccoli, you don't have to eat broccoli. No one's making you do it. You don't have to eat kale. You don't have to eat tofu. But you can find other things. Well, I really love persimmons, oddly enough. I love persimmons. I could eat a persimmon every day. Okay, that's good. So you craft your own design for what healthy living looks like for you. So you wake up in the morning and you're eating your favorite healthy foods. And you get to dance like it's 1999, right? You get to create it. So anyway, that is all. I'm hearing Pied Piper music. I should go look and see what's going on outside. Maybe there's like a little festival going on, or we've gone back into the 1700s. But anyway, that is it. That is all. That is my podcast for today. Let's go and make health something that is fun and pleasurable and brings you joy, because it really makes all the difference in the world. I look forward to hearing from you, comments, opinions, suggestions. For me, Traci Shoblom and the Traci Shoblom Show. See you again, everybody.